Hello from Kualoa Ranch. We are here today to take the Jungle Expedition Tour. This is a tour all around Kualoa Ranch on a safari type truck. It starts in just a few minutes, so let's go take a look at the truck we're going to be in and the tour that we're going to take. So here's a look at the safari truck that we're going to be on in Kualoa Ranch, which is a private nature reserve. This is the safari truck that we're going to ride in for about an hour and a half is the length of our Jungle Expedition Tour. We're excited to check that out.
All right, you guys all ready? Got your seatbelts on? Yes. Yeah? All right, let's start the tour off with a great big aloha! Aloha! I'm kind of weak. I'm going to go off one more time, all right? Aloha! Aloha! Alrighty, gonna do a little mic check here. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, say chee-hoo! Mic got everyone. That was a good job. You guys sound like some cowboys back there, y'all. But again, welcome to the Jungle Expedition Tour. One more time, my name is Bree. I'm your guys' tour guide for today. And also, welcome to Kualoa Ranch, private nature preserve. Now, Kualoa gets its beautiful namesake from this gorgeous mountain right here in front of us. This is Kualoa, and that means long back. And that also refers to our very long history as well. And that history starts in 1850 by Dr. Garrett P. Judd. Now in 1820, he came aboard an American ship to Hawaii to translate Hawaiian language into English for medical books. And he also treated the Hawaiian people for their ailments. And of course, he just fell in love with the Hawaiian people and culture, so he renounced his American citizenship. He renounced his American citizenship and became a full-fledged Hawaiian citizen in the Hawaiian Kingdom. During that time, he also made really good friends with King Kamehameha III. And through that friendship, he was allowed to purchase this Ahupua'a, and that means land division. So again, Ahupua'a, land division. We are currently in the Kualoa Ahupua'a, which is around 622 acres. As you look off to the left-hand side, you're going to see an island that looks like a giant Hershey kiss. This is called Moilii, and that means little lizard. Now, this island does have a little legend attached to it, a story of Mo'olelo in Hawaiian, but I have to tell that story at the end of this tour because it also involves a giant dragon lizard creature, which you can't see until, again, the end of the tour. So I want you guys to remember, again, Moilii Island to being the tip of a tail of a giant dragon, okay? Now, our ranch is made up of 3 ahupua'as, again, land divisions. We also have Ka'a'awa Valley, which is to the north behind us, around 2,300 acres. And then we have our southern valley, Hakipu'u, which is around 1,100 acres, which makes roughly 4,000 acres of this beautiful ranch. And today, guys, we are going into our southern valley, Hakipu'u. Now, our ranch is an active cattle ranch. You'll maybe see our cows over there in Hakipu'u. If not, it's okay. All of our cows are beef cows, though. We have 3 different types: Black Angus, Red Angus, and White Charolais. Well, they are free range and totally grass fed. They live totally beautiful lives out here in these valleys as well. Now, before we were an active cattle ranch, though, we actually were a sugar cane plantation, growing of course sugar cane and had a sugar mill. But a blight destroyed all of our sugar cane, and that's when we transitioned into cows, becoming the 33rd ranch on Oʻahu. Now, the Hawaiian word for cow is Pipi, P-I-P-I, not P-P-P, that's something different, yeah? Alrighty, I'm going to take you guys back though, 1,000 to 2,000 years ago into the past when Hawaiians would have lived in these lands. Now, Hawaiians would have prayed to around 40,000 different gods, and this is called Kini Akua. Kini means many, and Akua means God. And coming up on our right-hand side, you're going to see what you may know as tikis, but in Hawaiian, it's called ki'i, K-I-I, and that means image. So these are images or statues of the 4 main Akua, the 4 main gods. Now, of course, I will introduce each and every one of these gods for you, starting with the shortest one on our right and working my way up the hill. The first one's name, Kanaloa. He is the god of the deep blue sea. Next to him, he's very tall with a bald head, is Lono, the god of agriculture, peace, fertility, and prosperity. Third, with a very tall hat, hands on his hips, is Kane. He is the god of all creation and fresh water. Then last but not least, with the braids going down his back, is Kukailimopu, the god of war, destruction, and forestry. So again, these are the four main akua, and under each of these akua is that 10,000, totaling up to 40,000 I mentioned. Now, of course, I'll name some of those gods that will be underneath them. Starting off though with one you've probably already heard of. He's pretty famous. His name is Maui. Woo! I heard a whoa! That means you guys probably seen the movie Moana, right? Yeah! Maui is so cool, right? Yes, he is a character from those movies, but he's actually also known here on the island of Hawaii and each and every Polynesian culture. Now, of course, Maui is known for his fish hook. He used that hook to bring up all of our islands. He even uses that hook to bring the sun closer, to give us longer working days. He even gave Hawaiians their first fire. So I guess, just like in the movie Moana, we should all say, thank you! You're welcome! Now I'm going to name the mother and father gods. The first one is Papa, Mother Earth, and then her husband Wakea, Father Sky. I'm going to tell you guys a beautiful story about those two. They come together and they pretty much make all the other gods, the four main akua as well. But Papa and Wakea, again, they lived separate lives all after they came together and made all those gods. Pretty sad. But these are two representations here on our left-hand side. The taller rock is for Wakea, Father Sky, and the more rounder rock is for Papa, Mother Earth. And if you look at the very bottom tier, you're going to see this kalo plant. This is also a taro plant, but Hawaiians would trace their genealogy back to this plant. They believed it was their elder sibling, and ever since then they treated this plant and the land as if it was that sibling, taking care of it, nourishing it, and then of course vice versa. It would nourish yourself and your body. And that's where you get this beautiful phrase. It's called Malama Aina Malama Kanaka. Malama means take care of, Aina land. Malama again, take care of, and Kanaka is the word for the Hawaiian people. So if you take care of the land will take care of you. Here you can see our friends are making our way to our Wahipana. This would be our first stop of this tour. Now this is a cultural space that would have been used by Hawaii, but ours is just a replica. It's only around 15 years old. There's a few different structures up there. You're going to see what look like houses. This is hales in Hawaiian. The first hale though would be for the kia'i, the guardian. He'd be protecting these types of places, making sure whoever entered had these certain protocols and had the right intentions to go inside. The certain protocols you could do is a ho'okupu, which is an offering. You could also do the hi'uvai, which is a spiritual cleansing, where you go down to the biggest body of water, the ocean, take off all your clothing and cleanse yourself spiritually, and then walk up to the Waipuna and show yourself totally clean. Now, if you didn't have those certain protocols and those intentions, the guardian had the right and the authority to pretty much throw you right off the cliff. They're very serious, the Hawaiians, and they did not have a prison system back then. The next thing over is a ki'i of Lono. Lono is again the god of agriculture. So your ho'okupu, your offering, would have something of the land because Lono is above this area. If it was Kanaloa, the god of the sea, it'd probably be a fish. At the very end, another hale pahu, house of drums. There are two replica drums in there, but basically they are used for communicating, letting the island know that a chief or an alii was born or had passed away. Now, again, this is our first stop. I'll meet you guys in the back, let you guys all out. We're gonna go up there, take photos, but I do have to mention the rock walls there. They are a dry stacking method called uhahu, which means weaving of rocks. So they lay these rocks in certain ways so they will not fall apart. So when you go in there, please stay off the rock walls. Do not climb on them or sit on them or stand on them, okay? I'll meet you guys in the back again and let you guys all out.
This is a really good store.
Yeah. Phoenix left on that first. Alrighty, follow me.
You want to?
Okay. 1 second left.
Mom,
What?
you forgot your bag.
It's okay. We're leaving our bag too. I think we're only gonna look for a minute.
Not like a minute.
Oh, well, he was just trying to fix a rocking issue. We didn't want to push past.
Yeah, go right down there, take your photos. Again, just stay off the rock walls and stay in the flat grassy area. Kind of like used for historical stuff. Mostly at Big Island. Okay. Yeah, if you guys have time, go to Big Island.
Will you come over here, Phoenix, Skylar? This first spot that we stopped at here is actually also a filming location. They filmed part of Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, here in this exact spot at Kualoa Ranch. And now that we have stopped and taken some really cool photos, it's time to head back down into our safari truck and continue our tour.
Alrighty, everyone. Let's make our way now down this hill. A lot more to talk about and a lot more to see. At the very bottom of the hill, we'll have a poster for, again, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. You'll see how Jaguar Mountain was supposed to be looking in the movie. But now that you guys all saw Jaguar Mountain in the flesh, you can tell all your friends and family back home, you guys all saw the rock. They won't know which rock. Coming up on our left-hand side, you're going to see this flat, grassy area here. This is our wedding venue for Polycool Gardens. We have about 3 to 4 weddings there a week, and we are currently booked out for 3 years. I know, a whole lot of love here on the ranch. Earlier though I mentioned that snake pit. Don't worry, all those snakes were also CGI. We do not have snakes here. They're also very illegal to bring here as well. We have a very fragile ecosystem. That also means we do not have any large land predators. So no lions, no tigers, no bears, no lions. So what do we have on our island besides all of our beautiful birds? We have what are called kua'as, our wild boar. These animals are actually introduced by the Hawaiians themselves. They brought them on their canoes, their sailboats to these islands, along with chickens and dogs, and many types of fruit, plants, and a lot of canoe plants. We're going to see all these different types of things throughout this tour. You may have also noticed a small brown creature. It runs pretty fast. It looks like a squirrel. This is called a mongoose. Now, mongoose were actually introduced by a scientist who thought that mongoose would help with the rat population in our plantations. Well, this scientist either didn't do their homework or wasn't very smart, because rats are nocturnal. That means they're up during night and asleep during the day. And rats are not. So they are asleep at night and awake during the day. So these two animals never see each other, becoming the two most invasive species on our islands. I know, what kind of scientist doesn't know science stuff? Coming up on our left-hand side, we're going to start seeing our Moilii fish pond. I'm going to pause in this area as well so you can see a little bit better. I'll go into detail on how and why Hawaiians would create this in a little bit, because it comes with a different view. I want to show what we use for it now. If you look there into the water, you're going to see all those buoys and straight lines. Those are our oyster baskets, or oyster beds. We use oysters to filter out the nitrates in this water, and then of course grow them, sell them at the Kualoa market, which is at the ranch house. Now the water in this fish pond is brackish water. So that's salt water and fresh water mixed together. And it makes those oysters really sweet and less salty than a Pacific oyster or an Atlantic oyster. Now if you guys can not hear me, let me know. Because I know this truck is very squeaky. You guys can always turn it up. Is it still a good volume? Yes? No? Yes? Awesome. Okay. Again, though, we're going to see our fish pond in another viewing area. But for now, we're going to head over this cattle guard and be officially and finally in Hockey Creek. Now, Hockey Creek translates into English as broken hills or fractured mountains. And I think it's pretty interesting that the Hawaiians named it like that. They had figured out that it's that a landslide is what caused a lot of our ridgelines looking like how it does, especially the mountain that's in the middle of this valley. And scientists actually backed up that claim. About 1.5 million years ago, huge earthquakes rocked all of our islands, causing these huge landslides, and then creating all of our beautiful ridgelines that you see on these islands. Now, I want you guys to look on our left-hand side. You're going to see this tree here. This is a kukui nut tree. This is Hawaii's state tree, also known as the candle nut tree, or the source of light. Now, if you guys have truly seen Moana, when she goes into the cave to see the sailboats, it's very dark. She kind of picks up something, she cracks it open, sticks it on the torch, and lights it on fire. Well, that came from a kukui nut. And I see them right now on this tree. They're tennis ball shaped, golf ball shaped, kind of all over the branches, light green in color. That's the outer shell. Inside is 2 or 3 of those kukui nuts. And then those get processed into a lei. So you may have already seen a kukui nut lei already. It's a brown nut lei found in all of our stores. This is a canoe plant as well, so you can find this in different Polynesian cultures. That's why it was really cool that they represented this in Moana, because it was a representation of all Polynesian life. A lot of different ways to utilize this tree. The Hawaiians would also use the sap in the bark. And this is called pilali sap. And it's very, very sticky. Now, Hawaiians would use that sap to help them capture birds, which are called honey creeper birds, or Oʻahu in Hawaiian. A lot of these birds are extinct now. We only have the one type, the red type, very endangered. But when the Hawaiians would put that sap on the bushes or branches that these birds would frequent to, eventually the birds would land on it and get stuck. And that's when they would collect the bird, plucking only 3 feathers. One from the right wing, one from the left wing, and one from the tail feather. Wipe the sap off their feet, and then they would let the bird go. This is a sustainability practice that the Hawaiians would use. Sustainability was very important to the Hawaiians. And because of this certain practice, it took a very long time to pluck the feathers they needed. It took up to 5 years to pluck between 7,000 to 10,000 feathers. And the Hawaiians would use those feathers to make headdresses and capes for the ali'i, the chiefs, or for the royalty. Now, you guys can hear me with this squeaking, right?
Yep.
Yes? Because I can turn it up. Oh, I don't know why this truck is so bad. They got a WD-40, yeah? Now, if you guys are interested in seeing those headdresses and capes, if you head towards the Bishop Museum, they'll have those artifacts inside there. And it's also a really awesome museum to learn a little bit more about Hawaiian culture and history as well. Again, the Bishop Museum, I do recommend it. It's on this island on Oʻahu, on the west side in Honolulu. Now that we are getting closer to our area where we're going to see the fish pond, or viewing area, I'll go into the details. Now, the fish pond is a little over 850 years old, made out of that same drywall stacking as the Vahihana, and it's 126 acres across. So if you can imagine, they didn't have machinery back then, so it took them a very long time to create this fish pond. It took them almost a full year. Now, in rock walls, there's gates in them. They're called sluice gates, or in Hawaiian, makaha gates. And there's little small holes in these gates that little baby fish will be able to fit through. And during high tide, those baby fish will go through them into that fish pond and start eating all that yummy algae. Again, it's brackish water, so it blooms really good algae. They'll start eating it, get really fat, momona, and then low tide, they'll try to go back through those gates. Now they can't fit, they got too fat. And that's when the Hawaiians would collect those fish, either using their spears or their nets. But again, sustainability was very important to the Hawaiians. They had a lot of rules when it came to pretty much everything. It was called the kapu system. Kapu means forbidden. And the rules when it came to fishing was the fish had to be a certain size, had to be a certain season. They can only bring a certain number of those fish out as well. Kind of like how today we have the DNLR. They make sure we practice those same type of rules. Now, this fish pond is not commercially used for fishing. Everything in there is either cooked with at Antipad's Cafe or sold at the Kualoa market. About 15 different fish, species of fish in here. There's large and small trevally, mullet, bonefish, milkfish, catfish, and the largest fish that was brought out was a 6-foot-long barracuda. Has anyone seen Finding Nemo? No? Nobody's seen Finding Nemo? Okay. Do you guys remember that big scary fish that's chasing around the clownfish in the beginning of the movie? That's a barracuda. Imagine one 6 foot long. So big. Scary, huh? Alrighty, everyone. We're going to make our way forward now. I'm going to get off the mic just for a little bit because we're going through a two-way traffic area. I got to make some radio calls, make sure it's clear for us. But of course, as soon as we make our way totally through, I'll be right back onto the mic once again. Alrighty, be right back. Bumpy roads once again. Right now we're making our way to our 5-minute hike, our second stop. Now the Hawaiian word for going towards the mountain is mauka, to mountain. And if you're ever going towards the ocean, you're going to say makai. So for just mountain is puka, and just for the ocean is kai. But for the directions, mauka, makai. So right now we are going Mauka to our 5-minute hike. You'll see Ka'ava Valley and Hakipu Valley, which we are in at the same time, and that's all 4,000 acre view. Just gorgeous. Probably the best view you're ever going to get for 5 minutes. Now if you do call Ka'ava Valley Jurassic Valley, about 3 different Jurassic movies were filmed in that valley. Jurassic Park 1, Jurassic World 1, and Jurassic World 2, Fallen Kingdom. Now if you look Makai side, That's the left side. You can see the ocean. This is called Kaneohe Bay. This is our largest sheltered body of water, home to many various species of fish and sea life, including our honus, which are our sea turtles. There's also manta rays and stingrays. And it's also the largest breeding ground for scalloped hammerhead sharks. During our spring and summer months, there are about 10,000 hammerhead pups born in that bay per year. And we are officially in our spring months here in these islands, so if you guys don't know how to swim, you're definitely learning there, yeah? If you look on our left-hand side, mountain side, you're gonna see this beautiful view of the mountain peak. It's called Pu'u o Hule Hule, which means two waves crashing, or two clashing tides. This is the back side of the mountain. The front side makes up Kualoa Valley, or Northern Valley. Again, Jurassic Valley. So this mountain is also very famous. It was in Jurassic World 2, Fallen Kingdom. It would have been the volcano that erupted in the movie. Don't worry, it's not a real volcano. It's just a mountain. It will not erupt on us. It's about 2,200 feet above sea level. We're going to four-wheel drive straight up. You guys ready? I hear crickets back there. I'm kidding. Alright, going to the very low ridge, the saddle. It kind of swoops down. Don't worry. It still is a beautiful view from that low ridge. It's only between 900 to 1,000, but it's mostly driving. The 5-minute hike will get you to that low ridge. Before we make our way there, I want you guys to look on our left-hand side. You're going to see these very tall trees with very long and skinny green leaves. Then you're going to see some fruit growing on these trees. You guys see that fruit?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Pineapple.
Pineapples?
And friend pineapple.
Pineapples don't grow on trees though, right? They grow out of the ground. This is actually related to the pandanus fruit. Our variety though tastes like soap or wax. So don't eat it, it's gross, okay? But this is our hala trees. Can I say hala? Now, this is another canoe plant. Hawaiians had introduced these to our islands as well. They would use that fruit in a different way. Besides, you could eat it. It was more of a famine fruit, but again, it tastes really gross. It would be used in a different way when it falls off the plant. It was segmented into smaller pieces, and it starts to brown. Looks like brushes. Hawaiians would brush their teeth with it or paint with it. The very long leaves of these trees were used for weaving baskets, mats, hats, and even the sails of their canoes. Now that weaving method is called lauhala. Alrighty everyone, I'm going to be getting off the mic one more time just throughout this area until we get to our 5-minute hike, because there's a lot of lefts, rights, ups, downs, potholes, bumps and grooves, things like that. So I'm just going to pay attention just to the road only instead of trying to talk stories, stop, you know what I see. So I'm going to put on some music for you guys and to enjoy and listen to as we make our way to there. Enjoy the beautiful views of Hakipu. It's just beautiful. And of course, we are going to be enjoying the Hawaiian roller coaster ride. So put your guys' hands up and wave them like you just don't care. Woo! section of the road on, it'll be very, very bumpy, okay? So brace yourselves. Again, we made it to a nice paved road to give us a break from those very bumpy bumps. Hope you guys enjoyed that fun Hawaii roller coaster ride though. We're getting very close to again our 5-minute optional hike. Again, it's 5 minutes just to make your way up to the top. You have a total of 15 minutes. 5 minutes to make your way up to the top, 5 minutes while you're up to take those photos, and then 5 minutes more to make your way back down.
How was that bumpy ride?
Good! I loved it.
I'm gonna go out first. Alright, follow me. I know this view is very gorgeous.
I feel like I was
The more time you spend down here, the less time you guys have up there. Okay? So right now it's 10:20. Again, a 15 minutes, so 35. Back down here. Alright, you're gonna follow the stairs to the right hand side. You're gonna get up to the top, you're gonna see the clearing. Don't pass any rope, caution signs, that's for stewardship. The same way you go up is the same way you come back down. Okay? So 35.
Red light.
Cool. Skylar, come here, walk us to see, please.
Walk with Sissy and walk. Skylar. What is this? You're walking.
You're getting close though. Hike from way down there.
this right here. It's absolutely beautiful.
That was such a beautiful spot to hike up to, but we're gonna turn the camera off while we hike down because it is quite steep. Take a little bit of the kids on the way, and then I'm gonna pay attention to where I'm going. Bye kids, wave! See you later! Come pop your head up over here so I can get
That window, that's not off.
A truck is coming out.
Oh, okay.
Different road. We're going to talk a little bit more about our agriculture. Now, all the agriculture, native Hawaiian plants or native endemic plants, are all planted by the stewardship. Now, endemic means only found here. Native plants don't necessarily mean they can be only found here. It can be found in other Polynesian cultures, but are still very beneficial to our land. But these trees coming up on our left-hand side in the cylinder fencing, these are koa trees. These are endemic to Hawaii, so only found here. They're also still very fragile at this age, only about 5-ish years old, and they will not fully mature until they're 75 to 100 years old. So definitely come back in 100 years, yeah? But these trees were the main source of wood used by Hawaiians to make their canoes and their weapons. The reason why they are endangered now is because of King David Kalakaua. He started the koa trade. A lot of things were being made out of koa, which is sandalwood. So from furniture to instruments and jewelry. But with our efforts here on this ranch and through all of our different islands growing those trees, those numbers are making their way out of the endangered list and almost into that threatened list. That's really awesome. Yay for trees. We have some more hollow trees coming up in front of us. Again, people do mistake the fruit as pineapples. But if you ever see anybody trying to climb this tree, know they're getting very hurt doing so, getting fruit that does not taste good. Because the bark is very rough and abrasive, and the leaves are serrated and sharp like thorns. Owie, definitely get very hurt. We also have some more kukuina trees up here as well. Kukuina trees are always identified by those leaves. They're very light green in color, and the tops of the leaves look silvery in the sunlight. And it's just so beautiful up here. It gives it a nice ethereal looking glow, right? Like this is a restoration area. So only native Hawaiian plants are in here, or native Hawaiian endemic plants. That's what all these little flags are for. Little pinkish, orange, sticky flags are naming what type of plant is in here. And the blue-ish ones are for a plant they gotta get rid of. So probably like a weed or something. You're also gonna see a poster for a plant that's very far in the back. You can't see it from this road. It's called the Sinea truncata. It's part of the bellflower family. Now this plant was thought to be extinct, like fully gone, until these plants have been showing up recently on all of our different ridgelines throughout our islands. 3 of them showed up on our very own. So of course our stewardship hurried up and transplanted them down here, and they're doing really well. We now have 6 in total. And of course they named it the Haha. Can you guys say Haha? Ha. Hey, that wasn't a joke. If you look on our right again, you're going to see a white flower with very long white petals and a peak in the middle. This is one of the 3 native Hawaiian hibiscus, endemic, so only found here. This is one of them. There's another one that's yellow, it's smaller, and there's another one that's reddish. I say reddish because it looks almost orange sometimes, but there's only 3 types that are endemic to Hawaii. You'll see a lot of reds and oranges that are kind of everywhere. Those are more hybrids from Tahiti. Off to our left-hand side, you're going to see this very tall and skinny, branchy looking like trees. It has a pinkish hue to the bark. The same trees you're walking through on your hike today as well. These are all strawberry guava trees. Now, strawberry guavas are invasive. They take all the water in the areas they grow, and they grow really, really fast. And the fruit is edible. It tastes really good. And because of that, the birds and pigs like to eat it too. And they spread it all around, making more. And all it takes is one seed. Just one seed, and can make another plant. So right now, our stewardship is working at Hakipu'u to get rid of all of our strawberry guava. If you look there in front of us, you're going to see a big, giant tree. It looks almost like a broccoli. Probably saw all the other broccoli-shaped trees as we made our way over here. These are all mango trees. And if you just look around in this valley, you're going to see there is 1,000 of them. And that's all because of Queen Kalama. Now, Queen Kalama used to own this valley. It was actually gifted to her by her husband, King Kamehameha III. This land was royal land. It was only for royalty. So she would use this land to get away from her busy life, to just have a retreat during the summers. And during one of those retreats, she actually brought 33 normal families to live here. And all she asked of them was to Kualoa Aina, take care of the land. And if they did that, they could live here pretty much for free. So because of that generosity and her big heart, those families planted her favorite fruit, the mango. And that's why there's so many mango trees. They're all in honor of her. Again, Queen Kalama. If you look on our left-hand side, this mango tree is the oldest one on this route. It's estimated to be a little bit over 250 years old. And each and every one of our mango trees do fruit. Even that old girl that we did pass. Our next mango season will be in May. So they were flowering not that long ago. Probably got some little fruits on some of them right now. But after Queen Kalama did pass away, this valley was given to one of her uncles, who sadly passed away with no living heirs or relatives. So because of that, it went back to the state of Hawaii and put up on auction. And that's when Charles Hastings Judd, the son of Dr. Garrett B. Judd, finalized the purchasing of this valley for his father. And the Judd family acquired, again, 1,100 acres for a little over $5,000. I know, definitely born in the wrong time, alright? But each Oʻahu land division has belonged to the Judd family for about 6 generations now. But now the Morgan family is still direct descendants of the Judds, and it makes our ranch the largest privately owned nature preserve. Of us, we're going to have another restoration area. This one has a name though. This one's called the Punawai Kalo. Punawai is the name of the freshwater spring that comes right out of the mountain and feeds into this area. And Kalo is the plant that we talked about earlier, the heart-shaped leaf. Now, there is 7 freshwater springs / streams that comes through Hakipu'u. And that's why this is royal land, because of all that fresh water. The Hawaiian word for freshwater is vai, W-A-I, and the Hawaiian word for wealthy, vai. So Hakipu'u is very vai. If you look on our left-hand side, you're going to see these square patches. This is called eloi. And this is submerged kalo in these little patches, and that's fresh water flowing through them. So this is called a terrace system, using hillsides and gravity to conserve that fresh water and also filter it as well. Now, kalo was the main staple food of the Hawaiians. Again, they would trace back their genealogy to that plant with that story I told earlier. And if you look on our left-hand side, you're going to see all these rock walls here. These are all original rock walls as well. These are a little over 450 years old. And that beautiful spring, again, that punavai, going right through here, feeding into these two lo'is. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Now, the whole plant of the kalo plant can be eaten. The roots, you take it out of that lo'i, cut the root off, smash it, clean it really well, steam it for 3 hours, and then you would mash it, continuously mashing it with some fresh water until you get the perfect texture, and that's how you make poi. The leaf and stem, part of the stem, can be used as a wrapper. You wrap that around meat or fish, steam it, and that's how you make lau lau. And that wrapper is like spinach or a collard green. And then all you gotta do is take a little bit of roots and a little bit of stem, replant it, and you get another plant. Self-sustaining. Alrighty, everyone, we're going to take a pause from that historical, agricultural kind of stuff. We're going to transition through the stream here. And we're going to transition into some more movie sets. There's about 3 different movie sets we're going to be seeing from 3 different movies. The first one coming up is from a Netflix original movie called Triple Frontier. This is starring Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaacs, and Pedro Pascal. But there are 5 of them. They're ex-military guys get together to rob a cartel lord of $75 million. They successfully steal that money from the main hacienda, the compound, drive on this very road trying to escape, and crash through a gate. We're going to see that gate right here in front of us. So welcome to Colombia. Wow, we got here so fast. If you look on our left, you're going to see that poster again for Triple Frontier. The set itself is actually not real brick. It's made out of styrofoam, wood, nails, glue, carved and painted to look like real brick. And if you look on our left on that platform, you're going to see some sandbags. Well, guess what? They're not filled with sand, they're filled with leaves. And these gates, as we slowly pass through them, these are not metal, they're made out of wood. Any guesses on what type of wood? It's very special.
Sandalwood.
Any guesses? No? How about Hollywood? If you look, you're going to see some chain link fences at the very end. Those are real. And the barbed wire is also real. The reason why they make these sets out of tempered materials like styrofoam is one, it's cost effective. They usually, movie producers have a budget on how much money they can spend on their sets. And then 2, they usually tear down their sets when they're done with their filming, so leave no trace or evidence. But of course, we got to keep a few of these different sets from these different movies throughout our ranch for our different tours, so that's really awesome. Alrighty, we made our way through that second stream there. We're going to make our way to our second movie set, which is from Kong Skull Island. Starring Samuel L. Jackson, Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston, John Goodman, and of course King Kong, right? Now for this scene, this is where the helicopter starts flying over and starts bombing the place, looking for a natural resource. It's King Kong very upset. So he jumps up into the sky and he swats it. Eventually it crash lands right here on our right hand side. And it's been there ever since. Now this helicopter is real. It was bought from the Kaneohe Marine Corps base. A few pieces though had to be fabricated, like the tail end of the helicopter. They had to cut it to fit the frame, just like this poster here, and the propellers on top and all on the ground. Those pieces are made out of sheet metal and fiberglass. And of course, all the inside stuff, the gizmos, gadgets aplenty, is still all in there, except for the co-pilot and pilot seat. And they did all of this for 14 seconds. I know. Now this little covert here, covering over our 3rd street, I do like pausing on because we are getting very close to our next movie set, which is of course from Jurassic World. And this stream here on our right hand side, it banks to the left. This is also a filming location for that movie when the Indominus Rex escaped her paddock. The containment team is searching for her using her tracker to locate her. They find her tracker though removed from her body. They don't know where she is. She could be anywhere. Of course, she's just standing there the whole time, camouflaged. Ends up showing herself and then eats everybody. Ooh, scary. But now that we are going to be entering into Isla Nublar, keep you guys' ears and eyes open. Might start seeing or hearing some dinosaurs. What was that noise? Oh no! It's a T-Rex! Let's get out of here! Hold on to your butt! Ah! It's gonna get Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I brought you guys so close to danger. If only I had known. If the T-Rex is out, that means the Indominus Rex escaped her paddock. They are natural enemies, so hopefully they will find each other and have their big, epic battle somewhere else. Here it is on our right hand side, the Indominus Rex paddock from again, Jurassic World. Now this paddock is made out of those temporary materials, styrofoam and plywood. Big metal beams though to hold it all up to brace those walls. Now the Jurassic Adventure Tour does stop here. This is one of their stops. They'll walk around through that field you see through that gate, and they also walk up those stairs into that observation room just like in the movie itself. Alrighty everyone, we're going to make our way forward now. Hope you guys got all your photos that you needed from this area, but we're going to make our way back through that two-way traffic area, so I got to get off the mic one more time so I can make some more radio calls. And of course, once we make our way fully through, I'll be right back onto the mic once again. Be right back. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you guys for being patient while I made those radio calls. We're currently now making our way back to that depot where we started from. But do not worry, it's not quite the ending of this tour yet. I still have to share that story of Moilii Island. Remember that tip of that dragon's tail we saw earlier? We're going to be coming to this viewing area where I'll tell that story. The next spot.
Is in trouble, but he is on Hawaii Island. So she's afraid if she leaves her island, her fires may go out. So she begged her sister Hiaka to take the journey for her. Hiaka, being the goddess of ferns and forests, says, yeah, it's no problem. So she goes to Kauai, but she sees a shortcut going right through Kualoa, tries to take it. But then she's confronted by this giant moko, which is a lizard, kind of dragon-looking creature. Now this creature demands her to go around like everybody else or go back home. But Hiaka, having that journey to do, says, no. So they end up getting into a big fight. It lasts around 3 days and 3 nights. Eventually she slays that big dragon, cuts its tail off, throwing it into the ocean, making Moilii Island. We saw that earlier, tip of that dragon's tail. And then threw the body onto this mountain range. And you're looking at it right now. If we look there in front of us, you can see a cave. It's black, almond shaped. You guys see it? That's the eye. The nose is pointing towards the ocean. There's a profile of a lizard's face. Head, neck, spine. Back down again, the spine continues and the tail will be severed. We'll see it again. Forward to that tail end. But all those bumps and grooves that are coming off the side of the mountain is the rib cage. Yes, it is. But 3 cool things that we did learn from that, well, 2 from the story. 1, dragons are real, right? Yeah. 2, don't mess with women, yeah. But 3, this is out of the story, but if you guys have seen the newer Godzilla movies, they actually got inspiration for how the new Godzilla would look from this mountain range. Yeah. Now you see it. Yes.
I actually read part of that story in my info fly unit at school about a month ago.
Yeah, it's a very long journey that she took. That's shortening it. We'd be here all day if I told that story. Yes.
It kind of looks like a T-Rex.
It kind of does too. Yep, you're very right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So again, we're gonna make our way forward. We'll see how that tail end looks. It really is kind of stops, just like how the mountain would, and it literally matches. I know from the view that we saw of Moilii Island, how does that look like a tail? Well, it's actually from all the way up there. That peak is called Kanihoalani, and from up there, the island from above kind of has a swoop to it. Yeah. All right. Let's make our way forward. Now, this is one of the many stories of Kualoa. There's so many stories, though, all around the world. Like that the young girl said, there's a very long journey that Hiaka had to do. This moko was actually not one of her biggest battles. She actually had to slay several other lizards as well. But moko lizard, little lizard, named of the island, yes, but also the name of this lizard as well, Moilii. But they just named Kualoa long back, referring to the long back of that lizard. So if you look there to the very far left of that mountain, it will stop, and just like that, the tail, bye-bye, gone.
There's another version of the story. It wasn't that she cut off the tail, but like how, you know how lizards or geckos can remove their own tail on their own so they can escape. That's kind of that version as well. They tried to escape the wrath of Hi'iaka and tried to throw its tail away, but it didn't work. But it's no wonder you get all these different types of stories all around the world talking about dragons or giants or even kaiju. It's probably because they were looking at their ridgelines just like how the Hawaiians did. So I like to give my guests a little challenge just to look around at all of our different ridgelines on this island and see what you may find. It's kind of like the same concept when you look at the clouds and they make different shapes. You gotta use a little bit of your imagination, right? For that, same kind of thing. Use a little bit of your imagination to look at our ridgelines. Again, try to see what you may find. Maybe you'll see the profile of a giant face. Or you'll see a crouching lion, who knows. But whatever you guys see out there, try to make up your own story about it. Storytelling was very important to the Hawaiians. That's how they would keep their history alive. They didn't have a written language until the missionaries came. So it's either the mo'olelo story, the oli, the chanting, or the hula, the dancing. Those are all different versions of storytelling. White rocks. Brown sign with white rocks on it. Do you guys see it? Right hand side? Yeah. Yes? Alright. So this is our modern day Oʻahu Pua'a marker. So land division marker. 81 land divisions around our island. So again, that's the modern version. If you look closely to those rocks though, the top rock is actually not a rock, it's a pig's snout. And that's because of this we're going to see here, coming up on our right. You're going to see this pig's head statue on this rock wall. This is the old version of a land division marker. Oʻahu, altar. Pua'a, pig altar. Again, these are both versions telling us that we are going to be exiting one Oʻahu Pua'a and entering into another one. So right now we are in Hakipu'u. And now, we're in Kualoa. Wow, so fast. But that rock wall there we just passed to the left-hand side, it travels all the way up and it touches a ridge line. Now ridge lines are how Hawaiians would use separate their Oʻahu Pua'as. And inside these two ridge lines, there's always gonna have to be fresh water. Fresh water is vital for you to survive. So this is how you would set up your Oʻahu Pua'a system. Again, that fresh water will flow from the mountain Mauka to the ocean Makai. And the person who would be the closest one to the base of the mountain, highest above everybody else, the ali'i, the chief. That water would flow past him or her. And of course the farmlands would be below them. And then of course below that would be the common people in their villages. And then below them, the ocean. And of course, each Oʻahu Pua'a is going to look very different from the last. And how your Oʻahu Pua'a looked would also determine the main source of food in that area. So for example, Kualoa, very wide, very shallow, very close to the ocean. So the main source of food would be, of course, fish, taking advantage of that. But in actuality though, Kualoa was a pu'uho'ua, which means a place of refuge. As if you were naughty and broke all the rules in your kapu rules in your village, and you were gonna, be put to death, you would come here to Kualoa, and as soon as you passed that ridgeline, you were safe, untouchable. I know, isn't that epic? But you would have to go through again Hakipu'u, royal land, to get here. And then Ka'ava Valley, our northern valley, is where the chiefs or chiefess will send their sons and daughters to become warriors. I know. So you have to go through these two very dangerous places just to get to this place of refuge. I know, I think they did it on purpose, yeah. But of course, it was your Kualoa, your responsibility to take care of your own land, to make sure it had all the appropriate resources to sustain you, your families, your village people, and of course your future. And Kualoa is the perfect word that we're going to be ending this tour with. Again, responsibility. It was my responsibility to get you guys here to the ending. Aww, I know, so sad. I want to say the mahalo nui loa. Thank you very much for coming out here and spending this beautiful day in Hawaii with me, Bree. I hope you guys had a lot of fun today, and of course learned from this tour, and of course enjoyed it as well. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to share about my Hawaiian culture and of course the history of this land. So thank you guys one more time. I also want to say a hui ho, which means I hope I get to see you again. So one more time, a hui ho. I hope I get to see you again. Look around your guys' seats to make sure you guys have all your belongings, your hats, your glasses, your phones, your bags, your wigs, stains, your fake eyelashes. Just kidding. But of course, if you guys do, hopefully you guys have everything. If you guys do have any trash or opala, please take that with you as well. We do have a trash bin and a recycling bin over at that depot where we are ending the tour at. And of course, if you guys did truly enjoy this tour, you guys can always scan the QR code that's right in the back of my truck. It'll take you straight. You guys can leave a review. Now, of course, that's not mandatory, but greatly appreciated if you guys do that. Now, of course, we are going to be ending this tour exactly just like how we started it, with a great big aloha!
Aloha!
My cutty, everyone. Thank you guys one more time. You guys have a great rest of your guys' day. It's a beautiful one. Hope you guys have plans for the beach. If you guys do know, I'm very jealous, yeah? Alright, I'm going to be parking right over here. And then, of course, as soon as I am done parking, I'll meet you guys in the back and let you guys all out. See you guys soon.
What an awesome tour. That was the Jungle Expedition tour, and we loved that tour. I love that we got to see that part from Jurassic World, and we learned so much about Hawaiian culture. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already, make sure to like and subscribe here at our page Adventure Owl for lots more travel fun.